I told you never to come back here again! Get out of my sight before I call security!
Get away from my restaurant, you disgusting beggar. Sarah Chun, the head manager of Riverside Bistro in downtown Chicago, kicked the empty cup away from a shivering woman sitting by the entrance. You're scaring away customers. The woman, dressed in torn clothes, looked up with desperate eyes. Please, ma'am, just a piece of bread. I haven't eaten in 3 days. 3 days? Sarah laughed cruelly. Try getting a job instead of playing victim. She turned to her staff. Someone get rid of this trash before the lunch rush. That's when Emma Rodriguez, a young waitress, stepped forward holding a takeout box. Miss Chun, I'll handle it. She knelt beside the woman. Here, grilled chicken, rice, and vegetables. It's fresh. The woman's eyes filled with tears. Thank you. God bless you. Sarah's face turned red. Emma, what do you think you're doing? That's a $25 meal. Are you paying for it? I'll pay for it from my tips, Miss Chun. You're fired, Sarah screamed. Pack your things and get out, and take your beggar friend with you. The other staff members looked down, afraid to intervene. Customers whispered uncomfortably. Emma removed her apron calmly. I'd rather lose this job than lose my humanity. She helped the woman to her feet. Come on, let's go somewhere better. As they walked away, Sarah called out mockingly. Good luck finding another job, loser. No restaurant will hire you after I spread the word. Emma and the woman sat on a bench nearby. I'm Emma. What's your name? Margaret, the woman said softly. Margaret Hayes. I'm sorry you lost your job because of me. Don't be sorry. Some things are more important than a paycheck. Emma pulled out her wallet and handed Margaret all her cash, about $200. Take this. Get a shower at the YMCA, some clean clothes, maybe a motel room for a few nights. Margaret stared at the money, then at Emma. Why are you doing this? You just lost everything. Emma smiled. Because someone helped me once when I had nothing. I'm just paying it forward. Margaret took Emma's hand. What you did today, you'll never be forgotten for that. I promise you. 2 weeks later, Emma was working at a small diner, barely making rent. Meanwhile, Sarah was thriving at Riverside Bistro, bragging to everyone about her business instincts and no-nonsense management style. One morning, 3 black Mercedes SUVs pulled up outside Riverside Bistro. Men in expensive suits stepped out, followed by an elegantly dressed woman with perfectly styled gray hair, designer clothes, and an aura of absolute power. Sarah rushed out, her most charming smile plastered on. Welcome. Do you have a reservation? The woman removed her sunglasses. No reservation needed. I own the building. Sarah's smile faltered. I'm sorry, ma'am. There must be some confusion. This restaurant is owned by Hayes Property Group, the woman interrupted, which I run. I'm Margaret Hayes, CEO, and I'm here for an inspection. Sarah's face went pale. This couldn't be the same. Margaret walked inside, examining everything with cold precision. Gather all your staff, now. When everyone assembled, Margaret stood in the center of the dining room. 2 weeks ago, a woman sat outside this restaurant begging for food. She was cold. She was starving. She had nowhere to go. Sarah's hands began to tremble. Your manager, Margaret pointed at Sarah, kicked her cup, mocked her suffering, and refused her a scrap of food. But one employee showed compassion. One employee gave her a meal, gave her money, gave her dignity. Sarah stammered, Ma'am, I was just maintaining restaurant standards. We can't have beggars scaring. That beggar was me, Margaret's voice cut through the room like ice. I own 17 restaurants across this city. I was testing this location because I'd heard complaints about cruel management. I wanted to see for myself. The staff gasped. Sarah's knees buckled. You failed spectacularly, Margaret continued. You chose cruelty when kindness cost you nothing. You fired the only employee with integrity. Sarah dropped to her knees. Please, I didn't know. Give me another chance. I'll change. You'll pack your things, Margaret said coldly. You're fired. Effective immediately. And I'll make sure every restaurant owner in Chicago knows exactly why. Security guards stepped forward. Sarah was escorted out, sobbing and begging, while her former staff watched in silence. Margaret turned to her assistant. Find Emma Rodriguez. Immediately. That afternoon, Emma was serving coffee at the diner when a man in a suit approached. Emma Rodriguez? Miss Margaret Hayes would like to speak with you. An hour later, Emma stood in Margaret's corporate office, overlooking the Chicago skyline. I need someone to run my flagship restaurant, Margaret said. Someone with integrity. Someone who sees people, not profit margins. The position is general manager. Salary, $120,000. Plus profit sharing. Will you accept? Emma's eyes filled with tears. I don't know what to say. Say yes, Margaret smiled. You saved me when I had nothing. Now let me give you everything you deserve. Emma nodded, crying. Yes, thank you. Yes. Margaret placed her hand on Emma's shoulder. Remember this, Emma. Character isn't tested when life is easy. It's tested when helping someone costs you everything. You passed that test. Sarah failed it. And that made all the difference. The moral is simple. How you treat people when they can do nothing for you reveals everything about who you are. The beggar you dismissed today might be the CEO who controls your future tomorrow. Choose kindness, always.